Pleasant morning, children. I hope you all are doing good. Today we are going to learn, understand about animals and their adaptations. I hope you are going to have a lovely time. Well, let's see what does the warm-up session have in store for us. Did you get it? Okay. Now it says that give an example for each of the following. I live in polar regions. Who do you think is in polar regions? Of course, it's a polar bear. Polar bear. Well, coming to the next question. I have a streamlined body. What do you think has a streamlined body? It's definitely a fish. Wow. I live in deserts. Who lives in deserts? A camel. Okay, it's also called as the ship of the desert. I can camouflage. That's a chameleon. Alright. Next we go. That's the last question we have in store for us. I am an endangered animal. Of course, it's the tiger. Okay? So, that was a lovely warm-up session that we have. Let's see what are we going to look ahead at today. It's going to be identify the body parts involved in the movement of animals, understand the importance of migration, know about the different ways of breathing and the breathing organs in different animals. Relate the body parts, that is the teeth, beaks, etc., to the eating habits of animals. Learn about the various kinds of body coverings in animals. Okay? Wow, I think we are going to have a great time, children. So, let's all gear up. The time and the session begins now. Animals are divided into two groups based on the presence or absence of backbone as vertebrates and invertebrates respectively. Animals such as insects, crabs, snails and octopuses do not have a backbone. They are called invertebrates. What are they called? Invertebrates. What are they called, children? They are called invertebrates. Got it? What is the speciality or something exclusive about them? They do not have a backbone. That was great, isn't it? They do not have a backbone. All right. Animals with backbone are further divided into groups like fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. So what are the animals with, what is that backbone called? Vertebrates. What are they called, children? Vertebrates. So what is their speciality? Vertebrates. Okay? What is so special about them? They have a backbone. Got it? That's nice. They have a backbone. So vertebrates have a backbone and invertebrates do not have a backbone. Let's see further. Wow, look at these invertebrates. Lovely pictures, aren't there? Grasshopper, ladybug, butterfly. My gosh, this ladybug is really looking classy, isn't it? With the red body and those, what is that, black spots on them. In reality also, they look, wow, children. I just want you to go and make a collection of invertebrates. Make a mini booklet on them. That's going to be quite interesting for you. And then we have the vertebrates. Now, which are the vertebrates? This is a fish. Amphibian. The frog is an amphibian. Here we have the turtle. It's a a reptile, then we have the bird, then there's a horse, which is a mammal. Okay, so animals that are able to live in varied habitats have developed different modes of movement, breathing, feeding habits and body coverings. Let us study these in detail. Now we are going to have a detailed explanation. I want all ears now. Okay, ears and eyes, of course. You can keep your pencil also ready if you find anything interesting. You got to underline now as you all are growing bigger. Okay, movement in animals. Let's study about the movement in animals. Animals move from one place to another for various reasons. They move in search of food, to build or find shelter, and to escape from enemies. They have limbs or other body parts which help them move. Their body parts or their limbs, you can see children, they help them move. Okay, the ability to move from one place to another is called locomotion. What is locomotion? What is locomotion, children? Locomotion is ability to move from one place to another. That was interesting too, isn't it, children? That was lovely. Okay, plants show movements in the form of bending, twisting, elongation of certain plant parts or organs. Since they are fixed in soil, animals show both movements as well as locomotion. Okay, they show movements as well as locomotion. Now let's see to the movement in fish. The locomotion in fish is called swimming. What is the locomotion in fish called, children? It is called swimming, and it is performed by the organs called fins. Okay, that is also interesting. So fins for swimming. Lovely, isn't it, children? Okay, okay. The streamlined body of the fish helps it to swim easily. The unpaired fins in the fish help it to move forward, upward and downward. Did you see that? The unpaired fins. These are the unpaired fins. How do they help the fish to move forward, upward and downward? Whereas the paired fins help it to steer and balance itself in water. Now these are the paired fins, children. Did you get it? This is the unpaired fin and this is the paired fin. Okay, it helps it to steer and balance itself in water. The tail and the fins help the fish to move forward and change its direction. Wow, this is a great piece of information, children. Alright, I want you to draw the fish, label the unpaired and the paired fish and the tail, and write, jot these points down in pointers. That will help you to, recap whatever you have learned, and you will understand the matter. It will seep into you in a better way. Alright, we have finished with the movement of the fish. Now we are going to go to the movement in insects. Got it? Now here there's a housefly. We'll come back to it later. Let us see what is the information that we are going to learn about the movement in insects. Insects like butterfly, housefly and mosquito have 3 pairs of legs and 1 or 2 pairs of wings. Both wings and legs are attached to the exoskeleton. What is this word, children? Exoskeleton plates using muscles which help their wings and flapping movements while flying. Now let's understand what is exoskeleton. A hard outer covering for the body. What is it? Exoskeleton means a hard outer covering for the body. They use their legs for walking and hopping and wings for flying. Okay, let's see this housefly now. These are the 3 pairs of legs. And these are the 2 pairs of wings. These are the 3 pairs of legs that it has, and these are the 3 pairs of legs. And this is a housefly. I want you to draw the housefly too. Okay, and show it. Show there are 3 pairs of legs and 2 pairs of wings. Okay, so that your knowledge seeps into your brains. The more you sketch out things, the more you make pointers, you will be landing up becoming smarter. Okay, let's have a look at some lovely information in the fact base. Ants have only 1 exoskeleton. Wow, this is some fantastic knowledge that we have gained, children. Okay, now if anybody, you can just tell anybody, do you know how many exoskeletons does about the ants? Do you know about the exoskeleton fact about the ants? Ants have only exoskeleton. This is an interesting part that we learned just now. So let it seep into your minds. Yeah. Let's go further. There we have the movement in amphibians. Now let's see what are these amphibians. Okay, let's concentrate on the movement in amphibians. Okay, now this is a frog. A frog is an amphibian. Remember that. Amphibians like frogs can live both on land and in water. The adult frog moves by crawling and jumping with the help of the forelimbs and hind limbs. Okay, they can swim in water as they have webbed feet. My gosh, see, crawling and jumping is done with the help of what? With the forelimbs and the hind limbs. Then they can swim in water as they have webbed feet. Now that's also interesting. Let's see about the reptiles now. A turtle is a reptile. Reptiles such as turtles, crocodiles, snakes and lizards have developed their own unique ways of locomotion. Turtles and crocodiles swim in water with the help of their paddle-like and webbed feet. See, they have paddle-like and webbed feet. Okay, children? I want you to, surf the net and see a live video of a reptile in movement. Look, it would be best to go in for a turtle so that this information is absorbed in you. The more you experience it or have a visual look of it, you will enjoy it, and you will also realize, and it will remain with you, that knowledge, whatever you learn. Okay, turtles. Okay, this is what we finished. Now snakes move on the ground with the help of their body muscles and ventral scales. Okay, let's see what does this ventral word mean. Okay, ventral means towards or stop. Ventral means towards or on or near the belly. Okay, you can see the snake, really close to the ground, moving on its belly. Okay, such a thing is called ventral scale. Let's see what is here. Lizards and crocodiles use their short limbs and stomach to crawl on the ground. Lizards can swim. Lizards can climb. Lizards can climb on smooth walls with the help of sticky pads present on their paws. Oh, we were wondering, isn't it? How can the lizards climb and they don't seem to fall? Now, what is the secret? Lizards can climb on smooth walls with the help of sticky pads. They have sticky pads present on their paws. Now, that too was something interesting, isn't it? So, we learnt about the movement in amphibians. We learnt about the movement in amphibians. We learnt about the movement in reptiles. Now, we are going to learn further the movement in mammals. Many animals have two pairs of limbs. The front pair of limbs are called the forelimbs, and the limbs at the back are called hind limbs. Some use all the four limbs to move. Some use only the hind limbs. Some animals stand or rest on their hind limbs and hold things with the forelimbs. Now, horses and sheep walk on all the forelimbs. Monkeys and kangaroos use their forelimbs to hold things and they stand on their hind limbs. Human beings use their hind limbs or legs to walk, stand, run and swim. The legs help them to stand straight and have an erect posture. Okay, the forelimbs or arms are used to hold objects and perform other tasks. Now this is a kangaroo. These are the forelimbs of the kangaroo and these are the hind limbs of the kangaroo. Children, sketch out the kangaroo. With this your drawing tool will improve, your illustrations rather I would call them will improve, and then I want you to visit the site, surf the net, go to Australia on the net and there you will find ample amount of kangaroos. When you surf and gather all the possible information about the kangaroos, it's not necessary only what you learn over here, you should know more information. The more you know, the more you'll grow. Got it? Now, let's see what is in store here. Herbivores have hoofs to travel a long distance in search of plants. Most of them are sure-footed and can move in through rough terrains. Okay? What is the meaning of sure-footed? Not liable to stumble or fall. Okay, we finished with the movement of amphibians, we finished with the reptiles, the mammals, and now we are going to go to the birds. Okay, birds are also called feathered friends. Okay, get this information children, they are also called feathered friends. It's a lovely term, I want you to learn it. Okay, birds that fly have well developed wings, feathers and strong flight muscles. Wings are modified forelimbs. What are wings? They are modified forelimbs. Their bodies are light because of the hollow bones which are filled with air. These birds can fly in the air by flapping their wings. There are some birds which cannot fly. They have adapted themselves in the following ways. Now let's see how they have adapted. Aquatic birds such as ducks use their webbed feet to swim in water. This is how the duck has adapted itself. Birds such as penguin and ostrich have a very heavy body and cannot fly, but they have developed other features. Penguins swim fast. Ostrich can run very fast using its strong hind limbs. Now this was a great piece of information. Alright, now let's see about this just a little bit. We'll just go off from year to year. Let's see the bird in flight. Okay, it's a streamlined body. Now this is these are the wings and this is the tail. Got it? Okay. Now, aquatic mammals like whales have flippers or modified arms that help them swim, whereas mammals like bats use wings for locomotion. Their wings are formed of thin layer of skin stretched between the arms and the legs. Okay, now this is a whale and this is its flipper. Surf the net. Learn about the aquatic mammals. Okay, now we go to migration. In nature, many birds and animals move from one place to another in search of food to breed. Breed means to give birth to young, okay, fish or whatever it is, animals, birds, okay, they give birth to their young ones or they lay eggs, okay, and many times to avoid harsh seasonal changes. This seasonal movement of birds and animals from one place to another is called migration. And why do they migrate, children? In search of food, to breed, and many times to avoid harsh seasonal changes. Examples of migration are discussed here. Let's see what are the examples of migration here. Dragonflies migrate to southern part of Asia during winter seasons. Monarch butterflies, which are native to North America, migrate to southern parts of California to spend the winter season. African elephants migrate in search of food during changes in resource availability. Salmon fish migrate from salt water to fresh water for reproduction. This is the salmon fish. All right, children, surf the net for it. Learn about the dragonflies, the monarch butterflies. It's very interesting. African elephants and the salmon fish, and make notes on them. Okay, you need to have some mini notes always in your book. Okay, we have the checkpoint number 1. Let's see what are we going to say. It says state true or false. Mammals have webbed feet. Now that's completely a false. All right. The seasonal movement of birds and animals from one place to another is called migration. Now that's true. Penguins can fly. That's wrong. So it's definitely going to be a false. Insects have 2 pairs of legs. That's not true. It's a false here. Fish swim with the help of gills. Now that's again a false. Gills are used for breathing, isn't it? The tortoise make locomotion by crawling and jumping with the help of forelimbs and hind limbs. That's again a false, children. Okay, so this we have finished with the checkpoint number 1. Now let's go to the breathing process in animals. Okay, let's learn in depth about the breathing process in animals. Got it? Okay. The organs that carry out exchange of gases as we breathe are called respiratory organs. All the animals breathe in oxygen to survive. Oxygen helps them in getting energy from the digested food. During this process, carbon dioxide gas is released. Since carbon dioxide gas is not needed by the body, it is breathed out or exhaled. Different animals breathe in different ways. Land animals directly breathe in or inhale oxygen present in the atmosphere. Aquatic animals breathe in oxygen dissolved in water. Okay, now let's see about the breathing in insects. Most insects breathe passively through special openings on their bodies called spiracles. The air reaches inside the body by a series of smaller pipes called trachea. All right? Did you get it? Now let's see about this grasshopper. It's an insect. These are tracheal tubes. These are the spiracles and these are the air sacs. I want you to find out the details about the breathing in insects, children. Sketch out the grasshopper and point out all these things. Point it out, and on against the pointers write all these spiracles, air sacs and the tracheal tubes. And I want you to search not only about the grasshopper but about the other insects too. Okay, now let's go to we finish with the breathing in insects. Okay, breathing in insects is done. Now let's go to the breathing in fish. Now let's see what interesting we are going to learn about the fish. Fish breathe through gills. Gills enable them to breathe underwater. A fish breathes by taking water into its mouth and forcing it out through gill passages. As the water passes over the thin wall of the gills, dissolved oxygen moves into the body and travels to the different organs of the fish. Now that was interesting that we learned about the breathing in insects, breathing in fish. Now we are going to see about breathing in amphibians, children. What are we going to see? About the breathing in amphibians. Okay? Amphibians can live in water as well as on land. Adult amphibians can breathe through lungs and their skin, whereas their babies live in water and breathe through gills. Okay, that was about the amphibians. They can live in water as well as on land. And what do they breathe through? Their lungs and their skin. And how do the babies live in water? Okay, the babies breathe through their gills. Okay, their babies live in water and they breathe through their gills. Now let's go to the breathing in reptiles, children. Breathing in reptiles. Okay, we finished with the breathing in insects, then the fish, amphibians. Now we are here with the reptiles. A lot of reptiles live on land, but some of them also live in water. They breathe through their lungs. Crocodiles live in water, but they do not have gills. Crocodiles don't have gills, huh? Children, remember that. So they breathe by raising their heads above the surface of water. If you observe the crocodiles, I've always seen I used to wonder why their mouth, comes out of why their heads are always out of the surface of the water. Now I got to know it, that they do not have gills. Okay, so they breathe by raising their heads above the surface of the water. Surf the net again for this and have a look at the video shoot of the reptiles breathing. Okay, especially the crocodile. Okay, breathe. Now we finish with the breathing in birds. It's the breathing in birds. Okay, children. Birds breathe through lungs. They have small holes known as nares. What do they have? Holes known as nares on both the sides of their beaks. Can you see this over here? It's an ostrich. See the small thing over here? That is called a nare. Okay? On both the sides of their beaks to inhale air. That was some great piece of information. Now let's see about the fact is, most birds have nares at the base of their upper beak, but kiwi is the only bird that has nares at the tip of its beak. Now what I want you to go is surf the net, look at the kiwi bird and see and have a closer look at the nare as to which part of its beak does it have. Okay, go and have a look at it. So that was also great information. You can make a small, what I can say, some picture of it and write about this fact. Alright, now we finish with the breathing in insects, the fish, the amphibians, the reptiles, the birds. Alright, now we are going to go to the breathing in mammals. Got it, children? LS. Alright, now let's see about the breathing in mammals, children. Mammals breathe through their nose. How do mammals breathe? They breathe through their nose. A pair of lungs is one of their respiratory organs. Water mammals like whales and dolphins also possess a pair of lungs. So they cannot breathe under water and have to come up to the surface to breathe. Instead of nostrils, they have a blowhole for breathing. What do they have? Instead of nostrils, they have a blowhole for breathing. When they breathe in, oxygen from the air enters their body through a blowhole. When they breathe out, carbon dioxide leaves the body through the blowhole along with water. Now what is this, children? It is a dolphin. And what is this? You can see this is its blowhole. Got it? Okay, so we finished with the breathing in mammals. Now we will see about, not only see, we are going to understand about the feeding habits in animals. All living things need food to grow, to get energy and to stay healthy. Different animals eat different types of food. Their body and mouth parts are suitable for the food that they eat. Got it? Now let's see the organs of feeding. Okay. Organs of feeding. Which are the organs of feeding? Organs of feeding. Alright. Now herbivores. Herbivores like goats and horses have sharp front teeth or incisors for cutting their plants. They also have strong and broad molars for chewing. Okay, that was about the herbivores. Then we have the rodents. Rodents like rabbits, rats and squirrels have long and sharp front teeth to gnaw the seeds and fruits. Their teeth grow throughout their lives. Now this is an interesting fact, children, that their teeth are growing throughout their lives. They're so lucky, isn't it? Carnivores like lions, tigers and jackals that eat flesh of other animals have sharp and pointed canines to tear the flesh. They also have strong grinding teeth to chew the flesh and crush the bones. Birds of prey like eagles and kites have strong, sharp and hooked beak and claws to catch, hold and tear the flesh. Many aquatic animals like shark too are carnivorous. They have strong jaws and sharp teeth. Okay, that was about the herbivores that we learned. Then we learned about the rodents and the carnivores. Alright, now we are going to learn about the insects. Insects like mosquitoes and butterflies have a feeding tube called proboscis to suck their liquids. Mosquitoes have a long needle-like proboscis, whereas butterflies have a coiled proboscis. Did you see? The mosquitoes have a needle-like proboscis. Butterflies have a coiled proboscis. Now see, this is a butterfly and this is its proboscis. Lovely, isn't it? Do research about the butterfly, okay, while you're surfing, and research about the mosquitoes too. In fact, I would tell you, do research on the organs of feeding of the herbivores, the rodents, the carnivores and the insects. Okay, very good. Now we go to the body coverings. We finish with the organs of feeding, children. Now we go to the body coverings in animals. Alright? Okay. Animals have different body coverings to adapt and live comfortably in their habitats. Feathers. Birds' feathers keep them warm and help them to fly. Scales. The overlapping scales of fish do not let water enter their bodies. Reptiles such as crocodiles, snakes and lizards also have scales for protection. Now see, this is a bird and these are its feathers. This is a snake and these are its scales. Now let's see about his fact base. Insects such as grasshoppers and cockroaches have a hard body covering made up of a substance called chitin. What is this substance called? Chitin. Alright, then we go to the shell. A shell is a very hard outer covering. It protects the soft bodies of animals such as snails, tortoises and oysters. Fur and wool. Some animals such as sheep have a special body covering called wool. It keeps the body warm. The thick fur of a polar bear or an Arctic fox protects them from extreme cold. Did you get it, children? Now let's see about the other body cover. See, this is a snail and this is its shell. And this is an Arctic fox and this is its fur. Looks lovely. Both of them look lovely, na? Children, surf the net and I would enjoy, yeah. I wish I could sit and surf the net with you all, and we'll have a great session on them. Alright. Other body coverings, a porcupine has sharp needle-like spines called quills on its body for protection against enemies. Animals such as armadillos have hard armor-like plates that provide protection from enemies. Now see, this is a porcupine and these are its quills, children. Alright, learn about what happens. Okay, whenever it's sees its enemy, let's see. I think it must be shooting out that quill, isn't it? And this is the armadillo. See its armor plates. Lovely creation by God, isn't it? So beautiful. Wow. Well, I feel like going and sitting in the nature only and just having a nice look at all of them. Okay. Some animals blend easily with their background, hence they are difficult to spot. For example, the color and the stripes of the body of the tiger blend with the forest background. This is called camouflage. This camouflaging helps a tiger to stalk its prey without being spotted. See, look at this moth on the wall, it's camouflaged itself. It's not easy to spot, isn't it? Find out about some other animals, birds or insects that camouflage. Now for all this, children, you have to surf the net often. I would say also have a lovely time watching the geography channel. I do love to watch it and I encourage you to watch it rather than watching the soaps and all what you all see. Soaps? Now what do I mean by soaps on TV? It's not the bathing soap. What is that? The cereals are called soaps. Okay? Now going to the checkpoint 2. Fill in the blanks with the correct words. Fish breathe through fins or gills. Gills, definitely. Human beings inhale and exhale through their nose. Got it? Dash. Birds or frogs breathe through their skin. It's the frogs. So write your frogs. F-R-O-G-S. Dash. Polar bears or ostriches have thick fur covering their body. Of course, lots of lovely fur, I must say. The polar bears have white fur, right? Dash. Snakes or crocodiles have overlapping scales. It's not the snakes, it's the crocodiles, of course. Alright, I hope you have written it nicely, children. Okay, we are almost reached to the end of the lesson. I hope you had a great time about this lesson, children. Now let's go to the summary. Different animals move from one place to another using different parts such as feet, limbs, webbed feet, fins and flippers. Different animals eat different types of food. Their body parts are adapted to their respective eating habits. Some animals migrate in search of favorable conditions such as temperature, food and breeding grounds. Different animals have different organs for breathing such as lungs, spiracles, gills and skin. Different animals have different body coverings such as feathers, scales, fur and wool to adapt to their unique surroundings. Children, gosh, that was a lovely lesson. And do surf the net and watch Geography channel. That's what I would end this lesson with. Have a lovely day.